So, I can't stop laughing, but here's a better angle of the damage, or I should say carnage. And that. So unboxed, that's what you look like. And it's really nice to have a new part. It's all nice and shiny. I am still contemplating whether or not I should go ahead and get it powder coated. I don't know any reputable shops, and I'm kind of somewhat hesitant because I don't know if it's going to cause any clearance issues, and maybe some of the threads might get blocked or get powder coated over. I don't know. I would really like for this to be white to match the car. So this is the brand new one on the underside, as you guys can see. That it already includes the gaskets on the spark plug holes and on the valve cover itself. There really isn't much of a difference that I can see, other than this broken piece, of course. But let me look at the top side to see if there are anything different. One thing to note is this connection to the PCV. That's the stock piece. I'm not sure if I should just swap it. And that is the port that does not have the grommet and fittings installed. And so that's the grommet that I had just picked up, and that is the part number for it, and PCV. So let me turn this around. Yikes. And so as you guys can see, not much of a difference really. So I guess what I'm getting out of it is a brand new valve cover, and it's going to look a lot cleaner up top. So what I am going to do is, seeing how nice this is really, I am not going to replace it with, I'm not going to install it with the stock bolts that are all rusty and horrible looking. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy me a set and replace it. That way I feel comfortable knowing that at least what I could touch, I am replacing. I mean, those bolts, those stock bolts will work, but I don't know. I just would think it's sacrilege to use really dirty bolts. It just wouldn't look right. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and order the bolts. This is going to get postponed for another, possibly a week, before I can complete this video. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay guys, it is 2 weeks later. Unfortunately, I could not get back on this job because I was mulling over some things. You know, let me get some lighting on here. It is a nice day out, although cold. I got the heater going just to get some warm. Okay, reason why I couldn't get back on this soon enough, because I was thinking about adding to this video, doing some extra things that I wanted to kind of get done. One of which is getting this single coil per plug and the cover for it instead of grabbing a replacement for this. And then changing the plugs, also getting a catch can, either a single one or a dual that goes to the PCV and the crankcase. A bunch of other things too. Thought about going ahead and relocating the battery to the passenger side rear and getting some clearance there so that I can do the EGR and the shifter bushing and perhaps maybe doing an intake, but I can't coin that right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this job, which is replacing the valve cover, putting it back on. The only thing that I need to do next is I need to make sure I remove these because I can't double up on those. Is grabbing a newer PCV hose. So I need to kind of disconnect it from the intake manifold, get a longer one so that it'll reach the new PCV for the JDM style valve cover, and then torque everything properly and top it off with oil and get her back on the road. The other thing too that I was going to try to get done at the same time is get her registered as classic, so that all I have to do is worry about the safety sticker, because right now she is long overdue. Okay, so I found a silicone to replace. It's got the same diameter. I already tested it on the PCV and it fits really snug. Silicone is probably the better solution because it's such a tight space, and to get from that port to the PCV you're going to need a lot of flexibility. Otherwise some of the hose that you will find, a vacuum hose that you would find at the parts store, would be somewhat rigid, and you may need to have to curl it up just to be able, so that you don't get any kink out of that hose. So luckily I found one and we'll be using that. So the next thing we need to do is take the grommet. I've already removed it from the packaging and the PCV, and install it on the back side of the valve cover. So essentially this will go in here like such, or like so. It's in there snugly. This guy goes in this way, and the hose on here to the intake manifold. So we'll get all that done. As I've said before, this already came with the gaskets already pre-installed, so I don't need to put any sort of sealant to keep it in place when I drop it in. I'll be using worm clamps to secure the hose to the intake port and to this PCV, and the torque value for the bolts on the valve cover is 3 foot-pounds. Also, just to note, make sure you remove the gaskets and clean the surface. After you do, just be careful you don't drop anything like that on the head. Just be careful what you pull. And now it's just a piece of silicone, I guess. And that's another piece that might just come completely off the gasket and fall off. Yeah, so these items right here, yeah, those are silicone residue, clean the surface, get rid of these guys carefully. So that's what she looks like, all mocked up, nice and clean. Pretty happy. In a way, I'm kind of somewhat glad that I did break the old one, but it's a pretty hefty price too. I could have probably just had that powder coated for less than $100, but anyway, I gotta justify it somehow, right? Make myself feel better. But anyway, just to know, to get that PCV valve onto that grommet, which is pretty tight, just lube it up just a tad bit, and it'll pop right back in. Well, pop right in. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the new bolts that we ordered. It's here somewhere, and I'm gonna go ahead and start threading them down hand tight, and then I'll do it in a cross pattern to get them all torqued down to 3 foot-pounds, and then replace the timing belt cover, or maybe I'll hold off on that, because thinking how nicely this thing looks, and then having the new injector coils later, maybe you might just go with something that's clear, or probably not, because I'll probably do something like that on the actual full build on the long block. For now, I think I might just maybe go something like a cheap eBay carbon fiber cover, the look at least, and maybe just get away with that for now. Yeah, okay, well, she's looking good, and I'm pretty happy with it. These are the new bolts. And for those of you that are thinking, why didn't I go with titanium and that burnt look and a whole bit? My cars are not show cars. I actually drive these cars, so I'm not much of a... I like for them to look clean, but unless I'm getting sponsored or getting them for free, I'm not spending the extra bucks on bolts. So, but should do. And that's not a slight on anyone that are show vehicles. I get it. Just for me, it's just I'm not rich, so nor do I have the extra money to dump on showy bolts. So I'm good with just clean. This also might be overkill, but I'm gonna put anti-seize on these. Did I just whistle? Anyway, I'm gonna put anti-seize on the bolts, because I know they're gonna come out again when I do the long block assembly or the long block build. Okay, she's all done. That's the final product. Still need to figure out where this mounts. I'm not quite sure if it mounts on top of the coil cover or one of these guys, but I'll figure it out. I ended up also zip tying the PCV hose to the manifold instead of warm clamping it. I had a difficult time trying to get enough clearance to be able to put a warm clamp on the port that's on the intake manifold, so I just zip tied it. Should be fine. Let's see what else. I also took out the unsightly hook for the engine. I'm not going to be pulling her anytime soon. Well, hopefully. Maybe I just might have jinxed myself. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but knock on wood, it'll be a while before she goes. Yeah, well, that's it. So hopefully you guys can catch me on the next one, where I think the next mod's going to be relocating the, I don't know if I might have already said it, but the battery to the rear passenger side of the trunk, and possibly thereafter do the ignition coil per plug, and a nice cover, or maybe I think the ones that they sell already comes with a cover along with the coil packs, because I think the coil pack sits higher than what you would find if you were to grab a coil cover. So that's pretty much it. And again, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Maybe it might be possibly, you know what? I'm thinking about just going ahead and pulling the clutch out of the Supra. Maybe I might do that next, but we'll see. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, a few days later, start feeling nicer out today. It's not raining anymore. Yesterday I went to take the kids out for a, just went to visit them and took them to a car show, which ended up being fairly expensive because I didn't realize you had an entry fee. It's like $35 per person. There was 5 of us. But anyway, we saw some good cars, met up with some old friends. Haven't seen them in a while, so I actually wasn't expecting to see them. But anyway, I'll post some of the pictures that I captured on that event. But anyway, just a quick update. It looks like I'm going to be postponing what I just talked about as far as the battery location and the coil packs because, here, let me throw this in neutral and I'll show you guys what I mean. Oh, crap. What did I just do? Yeah, okay. Well, doing this. Try to just move the car back and forth. It's probably not a good place to do it. You hear that? And the reason why that's doing that is actually, I need better lighting. Let me get, where's my phone? Put the light on. You guys can see that. The strut assembly is resting on the tire. So not good. So it's either I'm gonna lift it up and see what's going on. Either the strut or the spring failed, and am now going to need coilovers. So I've been meaning to do that because I really hate the way this area looks, and was already talking about getting the strut powder coated, so get to clean up those two corners and eventually be able to lower the car. And of course that's probably going to force me to, well, force is a harsh word, but it'll give me justification to get wheels, because once I do lower her, the offset is something that I really hate about this stock car. You could probably see it on the rear right there, where the wheels is just so I can't even think of the word. It's in the wheel well. I like the whole flush fitment, I should say, and tucked in. That's right. That's what I was trying to figure out as far as the right word to describe how the wheels are on this car. I don't like that tucked in look. And when I lower the car and get a little bit more camber once she's lowered, it's going to get even more tucked in. So, hey, wait a second. I'm seeing a bunch of things that I'm going to get to have dentless repair done also. But anyway, just kind of wanted to give you guys an update, and most likely that's going to be the next post with respect to the Evo, is doing a coil over install. So anyway, all right guys, I'll catch you in the next video.